Hey, what's going on? This is Joe Nostalgia. A lot of you may know me as the co-creator of the Blast from the Past podcast. And this is not that podcast. I don't know what this is going to be. Originally this was supposed to just be an update to the Blast from the Past fans. Because we've been on hiatus for over 2 months now. But, I didn't want to give a half-assed update like we usually do. And then that idea just sort of evolved to, I've, I have a real hard battle with mental illness and my mental health. I have a really bad issue with anxiety. I've had depression since I was 14. And I sort of thought, like, how about just give a somewhat consistent update on how you've been? Because I don't see anybody for this. I don't talk to anybody, about this much besides, certain friends and family, but, that doesn't help. And, every break that Blast from the Past has been on has been because of something going on in my life. It's rare. It hasn't been Josh. It's always been because of my life and things that I'm dealing with. And I don't know. I don't want to give the same, oh yeah, we had things going on, but we're back now. I don't want to do that anymore. I feel like I should be able to talk about this shit. I don't know. I don't know. So, I don't know if this will be you know, I'm thinking maybe a monthly thing. I can't imagine myself giving a weekly update on my mental health. I find that might contribute to it, just being anxious about, oh shit, I gotta update this week, blah blah blah. So I don't know, maybe a monthly thing. Because if you would have lived through the last fucking 2 months of my life, I'm fucking surprised I even made it out alive. I don't know. I don't know, dude. Uh, all right. So where the fuck do I even begin? I had COVID. Early May. My family and I fucking caught it. My sister brought it home. My sister being anti-vax and all that shit. She's the fucking one that brought the thing home. On Mother's Day, of all fucking days, we began to show symptoms, and I felt so bad for my mother. I was like, Mom, Happy Mother's Day. I'm sorry, this was fucking, this was your gift. And we got tested. And the fucked up part is, dude, we were supposed to get vaxxed. We were supposed to get vaccinated, and then we wanted to hold off because my father wanted to find out if he would be able to get it. Just because of certain health issues he has, he wanted to make sure he would be safe with it. So we held off. And then a week fucking later, we catch the fucking thing. It's like, it's like that's just our fucking luck. And, thankfully, well, I mean, not all of us, my mother, my sister, and I were fortunate enough to where it was a moderate case, for the most part. No fever, no, the most for us was, we lost our taste and smell, which was a weird fucking thing, dude. Like you lose your taste and smell when you have a cold and your nose is stuffed up, but not having a stuffy nose and not being able to taste your lunch is a fucking weird thing, man. And you know, just as I said, it was a moderate case, but just all the anxiety associated with it, of like, oh, I lost my taste and smell. Am I gonna be part of that group that never gets it back? And then, as I said, my mother, my sister, and I, we had a moderate case, but it's kind of hitting Dad harder, and I'm worried about him. And then fucking, it began to affect my ears a bit, and I was really starting to panic because, I've had ear problems since I was a kid. I've had tubes in my ears. I have tinnitus that never stops. For those who don't know what that means, it means that my ears ring. And halfway through the first week of having COVID, I woke up and my ears my ringing was louder than it usually is, and I got really concerned. And you fucking go on the internet, which is always a good idea. Uh, I fucking looked it up, and people have reported, if they had tinnitus, COVID, made it worse, or even people who didn't have it prior, they developed it after catching COVID, and then some people even reported hearing loss, and that was the beginning of when this shit got bad for me. Because they all say, if your body has a weakness, COVID attacks that, and unfortunately, my ears are my weakness, so I was freaking the fuck out, dude. It was really bad. I wasn't eating much. I couldn't go to my ear doctor because I was quarantining, and it was dude, it was rough, man. It was like, and that's just one of it. That's just one part of it, dude. But like, it's like I don't know. Like, I'm fucking trying to like really think of words to put together, but even though it was a moderate case, it was just such a scary thing of like, oh, we have something that hasn't even existed for more than 2.5 years, and we don't even know what the fuck, you know. And then again, as I said, the fact that we were supposed to be vaccinated and we held off and then caught it like a week later. I don't know, man. I fucking really, I really don't know. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. Like, the ear thing is when things got bad. Because for the first half of the week, for the first week, I was dealing with no taste, no smell. Like, yeah, I was kind of nervous. Like, oh, what if it never comes back? But other than that, I had a little bit of a cough. Nothing too crazy. There were times where my upper back would feel hot, and I think that was my lungs, not my upper back. I was having trouble sleeping, or at least fucking staying asleep. But then when the ear shit started, that's when it got bad for me. That's when it was like, oh, this is fucking... Because again, it's like you read like, oh yeah, some people, a lot of people have reported the tinnitus, getting worse, and then some people have reported losing hearing. And I'm literally sitting there reading this thinking, like, basically accepting like, oh yeah, that's gonna happen to me. I'm gonna wake up one day and my fucking hearing's gonna be gone. Because I'm fucking... I always jump to the worst possible outcome. And maybe that's a fucking... maybe that's just because, through life experience, it's always been the fucking worst outcome. So I'm just prepared for it at all times. I don't know. But that's when shit began to get bad. And then I wasn't eating because of it, and I wasn't sleeping, and dude, I fucking developed oral thrush, and I read that COVID could do that too, because your immune system is too busy fighting the COVID, so it's like kind of weaker in other spots, and you can develop other shit. I caught fucking thrush like day 4 of having this shit. And for those who don't know what that is, that's a literal yeast infection on your tongue. From because there's certain bacteria in your mouth, and when your immune system is either weakened or whatever, it can make bad bacteria grow. Anyways, I'm not gonna go into fucking details with that, but I caught that shit 4 days into having COVID, and I have to quarantine for 2 weeks, so I can't get this shit treated. So I'm trying to do salt and water to sort of battle it. And it's just getting thicker and thicker on the back of my dude, it sucked. And you feel it at all times. When you swallow, it kind of hurts. Like, it was bullshit. So then, anyways, finally after the fucking 2 weeks, right? I go, I go get some fucking mouthwash for it, from my fucking doctor's office. All right, no fucking problem, right? I'm almost done with the bottle, and this is like 10 or so days after, and it's still in the fucking back of my tongue. Usually it would go away by now, but I think because it got so thick from having to quarantine for 2 weeks, it just more formed, so I had to do more. Anyways, when I went to get my refill, usually you don't get a refill. You just do the one fucking bottle and then you're good. So I went to get a refill at at the office again at urgent care, and the doctor looked concerned. She was like, "Do you have a history of diabetes?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "All right, I really want to test you right now for diabetes because even though I said I read that COVID could make it cause it, and I was also wearing my mask around the house because of it. They said, yeah, but because we're not sure if that is the cause of it, diabetes can also be a cause of it. Certain types of STDs can be a cause of it." And I was like, "Whoa, okay." So I literally just went for a fucking refill on this mouthwash, and then I ended up getting tested for diabetes and STDs. And I was like, "You gotta be shitting me, dude." And then of course, now there's another fucking pile of anxiety that I'm fucking having. So for 2 days waiting for my test results, I'm literally again accepting my fate. Like, all right, I have diabetes, and it, it wasn't a fear of like, how could this be? It was a fear of like, oh yeah, no shit, you're getting tested for this. Like, you don't take care of yourself. You eat like a madman at all times, and now you're paying the price for it. And so dude, 2 days of waiting for those fucking results was it was rough, man. I don't know. And then fortunate, like, thank God, knock on wood, thank whoever is watching over me. I came back good on everything. No diabetes, no STDs. The only thing that was of not concern but something to be aware of is that my cholesterol was a bit high, and that was enough, dude. That whole fucking experience sort of like scared me straight on the way I eat, the way I fucking snack, and since fucking June 5th now, dude, I've been on a diet, and I'll fucking tell you this: I lost fucking 13 pounds, and I'm fucking proud of that, dude. But yeah, that whole fucking and that dude, all of that, right? Catch COVID, I catch thrush, my ears are acting up, and then I'm getting tested for diabetes and STDs, literally all within like 2.5 weeks. Sorry, 3 weeks. And like, I know me talking about it now, it doesn't sound too bad, but it's like, because it's fucking been a few weeks since all this, but dude, that was like, that's 3 weeks, dude. It felt like a year. Like, it really felt like a fucking year. And the the fucking diabetes thing was really scary. Cause even though as I said, I ate like an animal. I barely took care of myself. It was never like on my radar, if that makes sense. It's like I was always worried about just being too overweight to where it affects my my heart or whatever. I never really, I don't know. I don't know why I never really paid much mind to diabetes as opposed to like other ways overeating and shit could affect me. But all of a sudden when the doctor's like, "Yeah, we need to like test you right now for this." And I don't know, man. I really don't know. Um, it was rough. And then, as I said, I've been eating different. I fucking switched over to almond milk and oat milk. I haven't had dairy milk in like a month and a half now. Uh, no more fast food. I had fast food yesterday. I had my first real cheat day since I began this diet, because I haven't really given myself a cheat day yet. So yesterday I was like, you know what? I'll fucking just have some fucking fast food. I don't know if you hear that banging, but it's currently the 4th of July and my whole fucking block is doing fucking fireworks and shit. But yeah, no more fast food. I've been counting everything I've been eating. I've been reading the fucking serving sizes, the nutritional facts, how much, because as I said, my cholesterol was kind of high, so I've been paying a lot of attention to that. Everything I fucking eat, alright, how much, cholesterol is in this, how much fucking saturated fats and trans fats, because those can contribute to it. And dude, the servings, dude, some of these serving sizes make me like, it's no wonder why I got tested for this shit. Dude, do you know what the serving size for a hot dog is? One hot dog. Dude, I'd kill fucking 5 in a sitting. And that's not including whatever side dish I was having, whether it be fries or chips or whatever the fuck. And then a soda. The serving size is one fucking hot dog. Dude, you know what the serving size of a fucking, dude, Pringles, the serving size is like 10 chips. I'd kill the whole tube in a night. Like, it's so bad. Like, dude, after making a habit of counting everything now, looking back on how I would eat, it's like, dude, how are you not fucking dead already? Like, it's really crazy. Dude, it's rough. It's bad. I don't know. But yeah, I've lost 13 pounds. Plus, when I got tested, when they weighed me, I was 282 pounds. And dude, that is the most I have ever weighed in my life. Before this, my heaviest of all time was 260. And that was one time. And then after that, my highest would be like 250, 255. Because my normal weight is like 240, 245. And even though that's technically overweight, for me just being an overall big dude, 240 is like my good weight. It's when I'm, my fucking clothes fit, I'm doing all right, I'm active. But when I hopped on that scale and they said 282, I was like, you're joking, right? And all of a sudden I'm getting fucking tested for diabetes. It's like, yeah, no shit, you fucking big fat fatty. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Dude, my neighborhood's going crazy on these fireworks, man. But yeah, so now I went from 282 to like 269. So that's a good start. And that's just from changing my diet. I haven't really gone out much yet. Yeah, I don't know. And then after all this with me, my father ended up going into the hospital for like a month. He actually just got out like earlier this week, late last week. And because as I said, my mother, my sister, and I, we didn't get hit too bad with the COVID, but my dad did. Just due to, unfortunately, some of his health issues, it made him more, what's the word? Vulnerable to this, if I'm even using the right word there. And he ended up catching pneumonia from this, and in the process, they realize that he has a heart condition that he's apparently had for a while, and for some reason they never caught it. And so, kind of a blessing in disguise, him going in there made them find this. And, he's home now. He's on oxygen. He's been carrying around a tank. And, this fucking family, dude, has really been through the ringer these last, 2 months, 2 or so months. And it's literally like one thing after another. Like, we all catch COVID, and then, I'm having my ear thing, and then I have my fucking health scare with the fucking, diabetes and shit. And then Dad goes into the hospital, and then we're all worried about him and all this, and it's like, I don't know. And it's, like, I'm fine, but it's just like, I see how this shit affects my family. I saw the worry in my mother's eyes when I would see her, like, talk to Dad. And, also, icing on the fucking cake, right? Because we had COVID, even though we're no longer contagious, because we still test for it, my father was put in the fucking COVID ward in the hospital. So we couldn't even fucking go see him for the whole month. He was in there. We couldn't even go see the guy. And it's like, all right, so it's like, all right, so the world's going to throw that at us too? We can't even see him? So yeah, just, seeing that fear in my mom's face. And then my sister, she doesn't show when she's worried. That's the fucking, I think that's like one of the trademarks of people in this fucking bloodline. We don't show what's going on with us. We'd rather just sacrifice ourselves, I guess, for the people around us. If that makes, like I'm not going to show you I'm worried because I don't want to worry you that I'm worried. I don't know. Dude, these fireworks, man. Gee, it's fucking, dude, what time is it? It is literally 11:57 at night, and it's still going. And it's somebody literally like a block away from my house. Yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know. It's been a rough 2 months, to say the fucking least. And I don't even think I'm really fully back, if that makes sense. I mean, 2 months of literal panic attacks, like, every day. Like I'm not even really going into much detail from what I've been saying, but dude, like, it was literal panic attacks, like, every day I had COVID, especially when the ear shit started. And then it was pacing back and forth in my place, just literally, like, just sitting at my dining room table too, like, not wanting to be in my room, just waiting for pretty much my ears to give out or something, like. And I was puking. I wasn't eating. Every time I would eat, I would puke it out, like, 5 minutes later. And then my whole fucking throat became raw from the constant puking, and then it's like, and here's the crazy thing, dude. Before I ever went to the doctor to, get the refill and getting weighed and shit, I was already losing weight from not eating. So it's like, if I was 282 by the time I went to the doctor, how much was I, like, before I got COVID? Was I, like, almost 300? Like, what the fuck, dude? But yeah, it was, like, it was a blur, dude. Like, it was a literal constant state of panic. And it's weird. I find I go through these periods every once in a while where, whether it be caused by a health thing as far as this, or life just catches up to me. Because I go through a period like that every so often where, like, for a week or 2 weeks, I just can't relax. I don't know if, I mean, for the times where it's not because of a health thing, I don't know if it's like life catching up to me because I sort of let things slide, or I push things to the side or whatever. I don't know, man. And then, as I said, I don't even think I've fully recovered from everything as far as just the impact on my state of mind that this all had. Like, dude, I was literally expecting my life to be over. Not as far as, like, my actual life, but seeing how, like, oh yeah, people have reported hearing loss from COVID, because they have they have, they already had, they have a history of ear problems, and if you have a weakness, COVID attacks that. It's like, all right, well, so COVID's gonna attack my ears, and then I'm gonna lose my hearing. Like, that's insane. And then every day after that, I was just waiting for it to happen, panicking, not eating. Well, I'm gonna lose my hearing any day now, so get ready. Like, it was really fucked up. I think my ears are like one of my biggest fears and worries, just because of the fact that I've had ear problems since I was so young. I'm super prone to infections, and infections hurt me because my ears are weaker as far as how shit affects them. So, like, ear infections for everybody else is like a minor inconvenience, but for me it's like, oh, no, I need to get this treated now or it could hurt me. So it's like, all of a sudden, oh hey, this brand new illness that's been around for a year uh could be fucking with your ears, and it's like, oh, so I'm gonna lose my hearing, you know? But I'm feeling better, dude. I'm feeling a bit better. I haven't recovered, as I said, but I think I'm starting to, I mean, knock on wood, you know. I know now that I said that it'll go right back to being bad, but I'm starting to feel okay again. Dad seems like he's getting a lot better. Um, you know, I have, I'm not gonna go into it, all the details about that, just because I'm not sure if he would even want me to talk about it, because there's a lot with that, dude. There's a lot with that. Um, as far as how he was affecting him when he was at home, before he went into the hospital, and while he was in the hospital. But out of respect for him, I'm not gonna just air out all of his business on here. But he's feeling better. Mom looks like she's calming down now. My sister, God love her, even though she doesn't want to admit when she's scared and shit. I know she is. I know she was. Um, and she was actually the last one to lose her symptoms too. Her symptoms were like, she was the first one to begin to show them, and then she was the last one to lose them. It's weird. It's like, you would think because she came into contact first, she would have, gone through it quicker, but no. Anyways, but yeah, this whole thing took a real swing on my fucking mind. Like, I already deal with a bad problem with anxiety and panic attack. I've dealt with anxiety since I was 18, and I've dealt with depression since I was 14, and it's already a battle that I sometimes feel like I have no chance of beating, and these last 2 months have really put that shit to the test. Really put that shit to the fucking test. And as I said, even though I'm talking about it now and I'm laughing at certain parts, thinking back to it, it's like it wasn't funny while it was happening. And then of course, I have people I know who I thought were friends, instead of understanding why I'm not hanging out or why I'm not answering any texts or why I'm not reaching out, because I'm dealing with this shit, right? I don't want to be in a group chat or whatever when I'm going through this. That's how that's how I am. If I'm ever going through some sort of mental health episode, whether it be anxiety or depression, I just disconnect. I leave whatever group chat I'm in, because if I'm trying to just be by myself and recharge, I don't want to hear bloop, 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 and I fucking don't want to mute the chat, because knowing me, I'll fucking forget about it, so I'd rather just leave. I've done it enough times to where the friends who matter know why I left. You fucking know what I'm saying? But then, of course, there's always people that take it personal. Even after knowing why you left, they still make it about them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh no, dude, Joe has COVID. It's really bad. Is that? Oh well, what the fuck? Why the fuck? It's like, dude, are you serious? Are you serious? I don't know. If people want to take things however they want to take them, then fucking so be it. But I'm fucking dealing with this. But yeah, that's how I am. I disconnect because I would rather just deal with it on my own. That's how I fucking get through it. I just disconnect. I stay away from the phone. I stay away from the phone, and to be quite frankly, I allow myself to soak in it. I allow myself to soak in whatever fucking thing I'm going through. I think it's absolutely necessary to allow yourself to soak in it. I think, whether it be depression or anxiety or just overall stress or anything, I really feel like avoiding it and trying to just distract yourself from it really ends up doing more damage than you think. Because I hear people say a lot, oh, I feel like, it's getting worse and worse each day. Which, for a lot of cases, that's true. But from personal experience, I find it's not getting worse and worse. It's just your resistance, I think, is getting weaker and weaker. It's like if you're trying to just ignore it, oh, I just won't think about it. I won't think about my self-loathing or depression or anxiety. I won't think about it. Eventually, that fight's going to give. So it's not getting bigger and bigger. It's getting closer and closer, if that makes sense. Or at least that's what I find it's been like for me, personally, So yeah, I've learned, I think it's absolutely necessary to allow yourself to soak in it. You accept it, and you sort of adapt to it. And I find through that, you sort of learn, like, oh, this isn't bigger than me. I think letting yourself soak in it, you might realize, oh, this doesn't feel too bad. Know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's bad, but I think you realize eventually, oh, I can still be okay even if I feel like this, if that makes sense. Know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't gonna destroy me. Now again, that's from personal experience. I understand there's a lot of people where that's just not the case. Like, they can't adapt to it, because it's the way it affects them could be really bad. But for a lot of people, man, I'm telling you, try that. Try and allow yourself to just soak in it and adapt to it. And I'm telling you, man, it really will help you out. Because as I said again, you begin to realize it's not bigger than you. Honestly, I think back to when I first began to deal with this shit, and I find it was so much worse when I tried to just ignore it. You shouldn't ignore it. You should face it and accept it. And I think that will benefit a lot of you in the long run. Because I know a lot of people who, I'm just going to keep my mind off it. It's all right. And then what? It's just, that's when it fucking destroys you. That's when it destroys you. Because your fight and your resistance gives, and then it just swallows you. And then you don't know how to deal with it because you haven't allowed yourself to feel it. That's the word. Allow yourself to feel it. I think that's why it affects a lot of people so bad, because they haven't allowed themselves to feel it, and they're not trying to figure out how to deal with it. Is any of this shit making sense? I don't fucking know. It's fucking like past midnight. Alright? These last 2 months, dude. These last 2 months. I was literally quarantining for COVID when my birthday passed. My birthday was spent in my room, my back fucking burning hot because of my lungs. Like, it was fucked, man. It was so bad. It was so bad. And now just talking about it, it doesn't even seem like it was real. That's how bad it was. I think back to literally just a few weeks ago. And it's like, did that really fucking happen? Just thinking of the mindset, the state of mind that I was in. And anyways, as I said, I don't know if this is gonna be a constant thing. Again, this originated from just updating fans of Blast from the Past and updating whoever was curious as to what was happening with me. Excuse me. Maybe those friends who took it so personal will hear this and think, oh, the kid fucking went through hell for 2 months. Maybe it's not about me. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe this will be a fucking... I'm thinking about doing this every month, to be honest. Because I feel like, again, every time this podcast is, Blast from the Past has been on a break, it's been because of me, and again, people continue to fucking take me acting the way I can personally. And it's like, alright, how about I just give you an update every month to know what the fuck I'm going through, so maybe that way people can understand. And who knows, maybe this will help some people, Maybe. I don't know. What the fuck is this gonna be called, though? I had one name pop in my head the other day, but I don't know. I'm thinking of calling this my own worst enemy. And it'll just be like a journey through my battle with my mental health. I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, man. Allow yourself to feel it. Let that be the lesson of this episode. I guess. I don't know. Allow yourself to feel it. Because sometimes it's not getting worse. It's just your resistance is getting weaker. And then by the time your resistance completely gives out, you don't know how to deal with it because you didn't allow yourself to deal with it. So yeah. Thank you for tuning in. This is Joe Nostalgia once again. But yeah, the more of these I do, I'm going to go into more detail and tell more stories and give more insight and more just go into what the fuck is wrong with me, I guess, and how this affects me to the point where it's just hard to exist at times. I don't know. So yeah, this is episode 1 of My Own Worst Enemy. Thank you all again for tuning in. I will catch you all next month. Stay positive. Stay strong. We're all going to get through it. We are. All right. I'll catch you all next time.